Can you hear me, sir? That's frozen. I hate this stream. I hate this stream. My phone has the thing is too heavy for my phone. So it hangs my phone.
everybody. Good evening and welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so excited to have every one of us here. We want to really apologize for starting very late. We apologize. It was just due to some technical issues. I am so excited to welcome us to the last edition of the first season of the Librarian Spotlight Africa. I am so excited, and I want us to feel relaxed here because it's going to be very exciting and, of course, educative. My name is Victoria Edozie, and I am so excited to welcome all of us to the last edition of the last season of the first season of the Librarian Spotlight Africa. If you've been here from the onset, I mean, you deserve a round of applause because it's really been an exciting period for every one of us. We've learned so much. I mean, my ideas, my mind have really shifted when it comes to this profession called library and information science. And I want you to know that you are a very lucky if you have been following us right from time. And if you have not, of course, you have the opportunity to. What do you have to do? You have to go to the YouTube channel. Just type the digital librarian and it will pop up, and do well to follow through. Watch every episode from February. Yes, we started from February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and what? We are in December. What have we been doing here? We have been honoring, recognizing, and celebrating important dignitaries, people who believe in this profession and who are doing excellently well in the field of library and information science. And not just people who are librarians or people who recognize the power and what our profession stands for. So I celebrate everyone who has been a partaker of this program called the Librarian Spotlight Africa. Not how will I forget to introduce myself to you? Of course, you know me. I have been your moderator from day one. We've been here together. My name is Victoria Edozie, and I have been your moderator from the beginning of this program. And I'm so excited to have you here once more. I am not alone. I am with some people at the background, and I have a information for you. Our special guest of today is already live at the studio with us already. Now, please, we want to recognize you. Please let us know, where you are, what your name is, and where you're watching us from. We'd like to recognize you. Of course, you know that we do this every time. So please, if you are just joining, please, we apologize for starting late, but please, we will also recognize you. Please do well to let us know where you're chatting us from. We want to know you. We want to celebrate you. We want to ring a bell for you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying through to us. Thank you for believing in us. We appreciate you. I am so delighted to have us here today. Yes, I am seeing Mr. Ayuba Gaba. Thank you so much, sir, for staying through. I know this name is very familiar. Thank you so much for joining, and everyone that is joining. I am seeing another person, Mrs. or Miss Liz. I don't know who that's prefix, but let's see. I'm seeing it's a female, so Miss or Mrs. Halima Hamed. You are welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us, all the way from Jigawa State. You're highly welcome. I'm seeing another person, Aisha Ahmed. You are welcome to the Librarian Spotlight Africa. This is a place to learn. It's a place to unlearn. It's a place to relearn. You don't know. What we do here is to learn, unlearn, relearn. There are so many things that we do not know, so we learn them here. And there are so many things that we thought we know or we think we know. What do? We unlearn to relearn. So yes, it's a place for learning, unlearning, and relearning. I can see 40. Okay, I didn't get that, but you welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Librarian Scholar. We've been on for some months now, and we are so excited because this is the last edition of the first season of the Librarian Spotlight Africa. I am so excited to be the moderator, and I'm sure everyone at the backstage is also excited. This is not how I was beginning from the start of this program. I'm so glad that I've learned a lot. I'm also called the librarian of the now because I believe so much also in my profession. So you guessed right, this is also my profession, and I'm learning so much. so much. So, just before we continue this beautiful program this evening, we'll be going on a very short break. And when we come back, we shall be having a rundown of what is going the next thing on our schedule. Of course, this is because this is the last season. It's going to be a very special, and of course, you've been seeing the person that we are going to be spotlighting today. So please do well to get your notes. Here is mine. Do well to get your notes, your pen, because we are going to be learning so much today from this edition of the Librarian Spotlight Africa. Once again, my name is Victoria Edoze. Do not go anywhere. Stay there as we go on this very short commercial break. Can't hear anything, sir. All right, you're welcome. Thank you so much, and I trust that you will patronize. Yes, that's Lip Tech. So that was from Lip Tech. Thank you so much. Lip Tech has been a very, very, very great sponsor from the beginning of this program. So do well if your librarian, if your school, your institution where you're working from needs that service. Please do well to patronize and reach out to them. So you're welcome back to this program once more. The Librarian Spotlight Africa. It's been a wonderful that is 10 months, 11 months now down the line. It's been fun, fantastic, educative, informative, inspiring, highly motivated. And I can say for free that if you are not patronizing, if you're not actively involved, then you are wrong. Head over, share the YouTube link. Let everybody know that this is the Liberian Spotlight Africa, and we are here to stay. Come next year is going to be wonderful. Now, moving on to the next item on the list is, of course, the main item for today. We shall be inviting our host for this program in the person of Mr. Sylvester, who is already stationed back in his studio. He is going to be taking off from here as he, of course, shine the spotlight on our dear guest for today. Mr. Sylvester is a very great personality. He's a professional who believes so much in the digital world. He is an AI specialist. He is a digital literate. He is everything you can think of in a coach. And of course, he's doing so well right here in the field of library and information
Okay.
science. All right, so going forward, we shall be making welcome Mr. Sylvester to take over from us this evening. Thank you so much, sir, and it's a pleasure doing this with you. Thank you for the opportunity. God bless you, and see you on the other
Thank,
side.
thank you. Thank you, Victoria. Good evening. I hope you can hear me. Can you
Yes,
hear me, Victoria?
yes, I can hear you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. So, I want to believe that you've done a very good introduction, like you usually do. So, I'm going to save us the stress of any formal introduction or any other information, and I will straight away make welcome our guest for tonight. Before, I'm going to be playing a short video that introduces him. Should I say a documentary or a citation? Is going to, before I play that, I would like to inform our viewers that Honorable Sagir is here backstage. And what I want to appeal to us is, please share this video. We see that the numbers have dropped because we didn't start right on time. So please share this video so others can know that we have actually started. This is the event for the year, and you would not want to miss what Honorable Sagir has to say in this event today. So, good evening, Honorable
Good evening. Good evening, my friend.
I'm so excited to hear from you, and so happy to see you.
It's my pleasure.
Wow. The last time I saw Honorable Sagir was at Akure. We had the pleasure of meeting him in person. He did not just stay one day with us. He spent so much time with us at the NLAIT workshop. We were able to communicate with him. Young librarians who were there were able to aspire to be like him. There were a lot of things to see in the Honorable we are seeing here today. And I'm so excited to be having you on the Librarian Spotlight Africa as the Librarian of the Month for December.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. So the next voice you hear now will be the voice of Victoria and myself introducing you. She edited that video. So ladies and gentlemen, let us get to meet Honorable Sagir Musa.
This December, we proudly spotlight Honorable Sagir Musa Ahmed as our Librarian of the Month, a transformative leader, librarian, and brand ambassador of the Nigerian Library Association, former Commissioner, Ministry of Land, Housing, Urban Development and Regional Planning, now serving as Honorable Commissioner of Information, Youth, Sport and Culture in Jigawa State, Nigeria.
Honorable Sagir Musa Ahmed's journey is one of consistent dedication to advancing information access, literacy, and public service. His academic credentials speak volumes about his thirst for knowledge and expertise. He earned a master's in information systems management from the University of Salford in the UK, a bachelor's in library and information science / political science from Bayero University, Kano, and recently a master's in public policy and administration at Federal University Dusai. Between 2016 and 2020, he served as director of the Information Resource Center at the U.S. Embassy in Abuja. In his role, he promoted cross-cultural understanding, advanced the field of library and information science, and promoted access to vital information. His efforts were instrumental in strengthening bilateral cultural and educational ties between Nigeria and the United States. Before his embassy roles, Sagir served at different capacities within Nigeria's Office of the National Security Advisor and the Defense Intelligence Agency. Between 2008 and 2012, he served as the agency librarian and document controller, among many other several appointments where he utilized his expertise in information management to address national development challenges. Honorable Ahmed is a certified librarian and a proud member of the Nigerian Library Association, American Library Association, and the Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals in the UK. Sagir is also an alumnus of the prestigious International Visitor Leadership Program for American Library in 2014, which allowed him to experience global best practices in library management. He has also traveled extensively, visiting countries such as Austria, France, South Africa, and the United States, among others. As a commissioner in Jigawa State, Sagir has continued to oversee critical initiatives that align information dissemination, cultural preservation, and youth development, demonstrating that libraries are not just repositories of books, but engines of community transformation.
Our dear viewers, join us as we celebrate the transformative impact of Honorable Sagir Musa Ahmed, our deserving Librarian of the Month for December 2024.
Okay. Wow. 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 Amazing profile. Amazing profile. Amazing profile. Thank you so much. Sir, please, can you confirm if you could hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I experienced a network glitch over here, so I don't know if that video played to the end.
Yes,
I hope
play.
it did.
It plays to the
Okay.
end.
Okay, so very quickly, sir, it's a very great thing to learn about you the way we now do. However, there are questions that we would like to love to get some responses from you. And the first question I would like to ask you, because of time, is this: Honorable Sagil, from librarianship to serving as a commissioner, just like we have just listened and watched, your career journey is nothing short of inspiring. And as someone who has actually encountered you, I know I've read about you, I've seen some of the works you've done. You've worked in different library settings, from the American centers to academic and public libraries, both locally and internationally. So, sir, I don't know, can you briefly share with us how your foundation as a librarian has influenced not just your leadership philosophy today, but the role of libraries in societal development? How has your foundation in librarianship influenced everything that you are today? Thank you, sir.
So thank you so much, Sylvester, for this very interesting question. And before I get to respond to your question, I would like to say a big hello to our viewers all over the world, particularly those who are watching from Nigeria and Africa in particular. I'm so delighted and excited to join you this evening, but I must apologize on behalf of myself and the Librarians Spotlight Africa. Apologize for the technical issues we have experienced for not connecting at exactly 7 p.m. and that have led some other individuals to drop from this platform. For those of you who have remained, we thank you for being patient with us, and we're quite happy to have this engagement this evening. But I want to also appreciate the Victoria for her very kind introduction and for keeping us to this point. And I also thank Sylvester Stanley for the opportunity to be here. So my foundation as librarian, I think I must say I'm a very proud librarian. And before I say anything, if I will go back 20, 25 years back, if I go back to secondary school, I will prepare to be intentional librarian, because my becoming a librarian was an accidental career choice. Actually, it was not choice. It was not a choice, but it's an accidentally that I happened to be a librarian. I remember vividly when I was in university, when I was in secondary school, I'm looking forward to be in a university to study international relations, or to read something about, law, or to read something about any other profession. I've never known about librarianship as a profession. Accidentally, when I finished secondary school, I am trying to get admitted into university. So I want to get a pursuit diploma, first of all, in Bayero University, Kano, with intention to study public administration. Getting to Bayero University, Kano, to the person I was introduced to, he told me he cannot guarantee me getting admission in public administration, but he can guarantee me having admission in diploma in library and information science. So I heartedly accepted that offer quickly, and I said I will look forward to get my admission because I'm curious and enthusiastic to be in a university. So that's how I enter into librarianship. So the moment I enter library and information science department at Bayero University, Kano, I happened to quickly fall in love with that very, very course, because the sum of the courses I have started as a foundation as a diploma have given me much in terms of what librarianship can do. And I get to understand library and information science is not just a profession that you end up being a librarian. It's a course that will give you the opportunity to work in all kinds of organizations. So having that in mind, that I can work anywhere with diploma in library and information science or degree in library and information science, that give me the opportunity to do my best. So I was privileged and lucky to have array of mentors when I was in university. I have been inspired by so many librarians that are teaching us at Library School, Bayero University, Kano. So that gave me a very sound foundation. But I must say, one of the things that really make me to have a strong and solid foundation was the IT component of the diploma program I had, because I remember at the end of my first year, I was posted to Kaduna and at the Defense Intelligence Academy Library. It was there I was lucky as a young librarian to have a deputy academy librarian in person of Professor Omar Ibrahim. Then he was pursuing his PhD in Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, not even a doctor. So that professor that I met have really changed my horizon in what librarianship is all about. He taught me through so many things and I fell in love with the profession. So having had the opportunity to serve for a period of 6 weeks in that library, the librarian at the academy, defense academy, have really given me what it takes to love the profession. So going back to the university to continue with my diploma at second year, I was able to clear all the carryovers I had in the first year and be able to do very well. And at the end of my diploma, I came out with flying colors that gave me the opportunity to intentionally and deliberately apply for not any other course but to study library and information science. And to God be the glory, I was able to be admitted in Bayero University, Kano at 200 level. So I went through 200 level, 300 level, and I was able to complete my degree in 2005 at Bayero University, Kano. So working as a librarian in that academic library and going to my SciWest at the degree program that I had the opportunity to work in Federal Court of Appeal, Kaduna, that have given me the practical knowledge and experience of working in a library, and I fall in love with that profession, and I prepared myself to excel in that particular profession. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say, the kind of opportunity that really gave me the opportunity to have a quick wins to grow as a librarian was the opportunity to have array of mentors from diploma level to degree level. I have people all enough in the profession that know what the profession is all about, and I've been able to understudy them and get their guidance, and that have given me the opportunity to emerge stronger as a young librarian. I've been privileged to attending courses, international conferences while I was a librarian from university level. Before I even graduated, I've been to several NLA conferences that give me the opportunity to get much more in terms of what the profession. I've seen successful librarians that are doing well in their different academic and private libraries and even national libraries. So that gave me the opportunity to get inspired, and that has given me a solid foundation.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sir, please, I want to confirm that you can still hear me. Sir, please, can
Yes,
you
I
hear
can hear
me?
you. I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Carry on.
Okay. So the question I would like to ask you, pardon me, the little challenge I'm having here. The question I would like to ask you is this, but let me make this background, because usually it's not every day you find librarians with career paths that are similar to yours, just like you've described. I mean, transiting from the library profession to governance, right? Sometimes we engage in casual conversations as librarians, and we keep talking about the need for us to aspire for key positions as stakeholders so that we are able to transform the library and information sector of the country. But we rarely take the required actions. And that was something that got me drawn to you the first time I saw you. So, sir, in your opinion, how do you think librarians can actively position themselves as strategic partners in government, in education, and in development initiatives in our country, Nigeria? How do you think librarians can strategically position themselves, sir?
So thank you so much for this very interesting question. And I think one of the best things that librarians could do is to have a self-esteem. as I told you, I venture into this profession without preparing to be a librarian.
Mm.
And I see a lot of negative perception right from the university level, what a librarian is. I have found myself in a cycle whereby, as a student of library and information science, we succeed in other departments. Like my degree have a dual honor where I have BA in library and information science, political science. There are other many students who also have that pathway of being a librarian and also studying another course. But many of them did not even identify themselves as librarians. They will look at their subsidiary department and identify with themselves with economics, political science, sociology, or any other secondary component of their degree, not attaching or identifying themselves as librarian. So we have to be proud librarians and we have to be professional in all we do. The way you can be able to do what you ask me is for a librarian to understand that he's a professional and his profession is an information profession, and there is no community or organization that can exist without generation and dissemination of information. And without information, no organization can function effectively, no profession can be able to function effectively. So if you know yourself as an information officer, as an information scientist, you have much more at your disposal. In fact, by the time you realize the power of what you do, you can be able to inspire others and you can be able to get the necessary recognition in every setting you find yourself. I will give you an example. When I assumed my first position, I was in FRC in Kaduna. That was where I was first employed. I was employed as a producer. By the time I get to FRC in Kaduna, I was posted to Pyramid Radio in Kano. Getting to Pyramid Radio in Kano, I realized that as a librarian, I can contribute much more to what they do. Virtually in a radio setting, you find that a lot of reports are coming, they are piling news, they are filing programs. But when it's come to information retrieval, after like a week, 2 days later, you find that somebody is looking here and there to see how he can be able to get that particular report he was able to present the previous time. Because of lack of skills in library and information science, many find it difficult to do that. So what I did was to initiate a kind of indexing services and to be able to bring together all reports we have, to catalog them, classify them in a way that they can be able to have retrieval easy. Before you know it, in virtually all the station where I work, everybody recognizes that a librarian can now come and organize information resources related to what we do at FRCN to be able to have a quick retrieval to whatever information you are looking for. I begin to make difference by organizing the information resources we have right at the radio station that give me recognition. I moved to another institution. For example, I went to National Assembly Service Commission, where I happened to be a legislative H1 senator. I was able to tell the senator, no amount of English can make you make yourself relevant when you go to plenary or at the subcommittee level. You have to have much more in terms of information. And whatever information you are going to have, you have to have a legitimate information. You have to have an accurate information. And on top of that, you have to have a timely information. So as a librarian, what I do is to look at what my principal is going to do at the plenary on that particular day, because there's going to be an other paper that will come to him. I will be able to look at what he needs in terms of information and get that information readily available to him. I become indispensable to that particular honorable member at the National Assembly, knowing that as a librarian, I can wake up in the morning, go through the various Nigerian newspapers, generate more in terms of literature and information to be able to give him insight and idea of the most contemporary issues being happening around the country, give him issue of information about happening within his constituency, and be able to tell him what he needs in terms of information relevant to his committee functions that he belongs. Before you know it, I get the necessary recognition, and they were able to value me in that particular organization. I move on. I was able to find myself in an intelligence organization. Going to Defense Intelligence Agency to work, I realized that intelligence is nothing but process information. And I think I am more qualified to supply information to intelligence officers. Therefore, what I do as a librarian, I now begin to look at the array of resources available in my own library to be able to do what is called selective dissemination of information. I targeted organizations, I targeted individuals, I targeted departments within the Defense Intelligence Agency to do a kind of abstracting of what they want in terms of information. Before you know it, I begin to dash information relevant to each department. Every department now recognizes there is a library, there is a librarian, because collection of books does not constitute a library without effective librarian who can be able to render effective and efficient library services to his host community. So as far as I am concerned, what I will say, I want to summarize here, in virtually everywhere a librarian finds himself, if he knows what he is, if he know himself, he know the organization, he know the job he is assigned to do, he'll be able to do well because he can be able to supply information, not just information, and accurate information, legitimate information, and timely information that will make anybody to work. As I said earlier, no community or individual that can exist without generation and dissemination of information, and librarians are the best qualified to handle that information dissemination.
Wow. I really love how you close this statement saying that librarians are the best resource persons for a job like this. And there's something that caught my attention about what you were saying, selective dissemination of information, and how you are able to provide solutions to those who need that information. Sir, can I assume that all this comes as a result of you taking extra effort to research, because what you don't know, you can't give. So can I assume that as a librarian, you also make efforts to understand the collection in your library? Is that correct, sir?
Absolutely correct. Because let me tell you something.
For instance, if you find yourself in the intelligence sector, you have to get familiar with what happens in that environment. Whatever sector you find yourself, you have to get yourself familiar with whatever happens in that environment.
Exactly.
Is that what the case is?
Exactly. Like what I did, let me tell you something. By the time I was employed fresh as a librarian, I was posted to Defense Intelligence Agency. What I did was to do a kind of community analysis. Because as a librarian, you have to know your community, the serving community you are, and you have to do as much as you can to be able to study the functions of every directorate. And I understand that, and that gave me the opportunity knowing much more in terms of which each directorate is all about. I look at my resources, I look at what can be relevant. In fact, what I did was to quickly constitute a library committee in the Defense Intelligence Agency to be able to have representatives from each directorate to come to the library and tell us what they want in terms of information. And they give us the opportunity to guide our selection policy, even from the literature that we are going to buy, even from the information resources, where we need to do subscription, we need to subscribe what is relevant to the various department in that particular organization. And as I told you, when you talk of intelligence, it's nothing but process information. So you have to look at that and be able to do what you can. So understanding your primary organization.
Exactly.
There are 14 that will make you do your best as a librarian. First of all, you have to know yourself. You have to know your job. You have to know the organization you are and why you need such kind of services to be able to render to meet the information need of your serving community is quite vital and important.
Wow, thank you so much. I wish I could catch that. Know yourself, know your organization, and know the why also. Victoria is backstage. If you could help us just outline these 4 things in the chat section so that we'll come back to watch it as a replay, and then we'll see all this. So very quickly, sir, in the picture showing on the screen right now, it looks like the younger you, if I would say. And I would like us to have a quick conversation around your time as director of the U.S. Embassy Information Resource Center, where you played key role in promoting cross-cultural understanding, right? And the question I would like to ask is, how important do you think such collaborations are for African libraries? Because nowadays, I don't know, it seems we are just focused about, we feel, okay, yes, our culture, we are protecting our culture, but what's the role of collaboration and promoting cross-cultural understanding like you did during your time at the United States Embassy?
So thank you so much for this very important question. One of the interesting work I've had in my life was working as Director of Information Resource Center at US Embassy. Going to the embassy to work as a Director of Information Resource Center have enabled me to acquire much more in terms of insight about what cultural diplomacy can do in enhancing collaboration, particularly among institutions of learning. One thing that I would like to appreciate here, being at the Director of Information Resource Center, U.S. Embassy, I had much more in terms of resources because I coordinate American spaces. And one of the key resources that I have at the American resources is eLibrary USA. eLibrary USA is a platform where you can have access to a wide range of resources, both books and also journals. So looking at the various institutions that we are partnering in Nigeria, particularly academic institutions, that very photo you highlighted it was my presentation at the National Defense College Abuja. You know, when military officers reach the rank of colonel, when they are about to be promoted to the rank of brigadier general, they have the opportunity to attend a mandatory National Defense College. At the National Defense College, you find officers from Air Force, you find officers from Navy, you find officers from Army, and at the same time, you have officers from other African countries coming to Nigeria to do their National Defense College. So anytime such officers come to National Defense College, the American Embassy is invited to come and have that opportunity of presentation where I take through all the officers on how to do their research online. And the kind of tips, tricks and tips we share to all those officers to be able to navigate through the net, to be able to meet their information need is quite amazing. It's quite amazing. Yeah. That's why they really receive that, because we give them tips on how to navigate. As a librarian, you have much more in terms of skills to give them how to go through the internet. Internet is a huge resource. And if you don't have the right skills to be able to identify your information, you'll be able to you'll be kind of overwhelmed in terms of information, because a single click of a mouse can give you millions of results, thousands of information. So how do you navigate to get the right information? What is skills that is nearly missing around other professionals, except we librarians that can be able to guide whoever can think he have the digital literacy to navigate through the net will get overwhelmed. That's why by the time you enter internet to be able to research, if care is not taken, you may end up gallivanting through the net without getting what you want. So only librarian can be able to tell you how to go to get the precise and accurate information you are looking for using our techniques as librarians. So this is what gives me the opportunity to look at any organization, to look at any culture, to look at any kind of set of people, to be able to target it what they want in terms of information, to be able to tell them with the resources we have at our disposal. That has really helped me in expanding cultural collaboration, because no community can exist without information, as I told you, and we have much more in terms of information. Some people want information even about their own culture, and sometimes they will be able to explore to know other cultures. So that's what we have been able to do within the American spaces, and it serves as a cultural diplomacy where we have the opportunity to targeted programs, not only from United States, from across Africa, to link other partners from across the world to join and learn much more in terms of information about the particular topic or thematic agenda we have set to achieve in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of youth development, in terms of digital literacy skills, and other business opportunities that we promote while at the mission.
Wow. I know many people who will be watching this right now I sincerely, if you ask me, sir, I know that some persons will still be doubting if you are a librarian, actually. Okay, so because sincerely, the perception of who librarians are is really long overdue for that narrative to be changed, and you do so much in that area. Thank you so much. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say something. Let me tell you something. There was a time I met somebody who is a lawyer. And when he came, introduced himself as barrister, and I now said, my learned colleague. He said, are you a lawyer? I say, I'm a more than a lawyer. He did. Wow. You are more than a lawyer. Then who are you? I say, I'm a librarian who provide the lawyer with the so-called law collection to be able to read and become learned. So I'm more learned than him.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So sir, I don't know. Okay, let me see if this picture is showing on the screen now. I think this picture might be when you were at Salford, right?
Exactly.
And you were once a participant in the IVLP, that's the International Visitor Leadership Program there. And you benefited from the CLIP in London and many other programs abroad. So, sir, the question I would like to ask you now, because I know even if young librarians do not lay hold on this video right now, in future they are going to watch this video, and I would like for them to be able to know how African librarians can leverage international opportunities like you did to enhance their work locally. What should we do actually? What opportunities are there for us so that we can also leverage this opportunity and be like you? And I think that's your philosophy about mentorship. So I don't know if you could please speak to this.
So one thing I would like to say here is learning how to learn. You
Wow.
must be able to have penchant for knowledge. What happened in this photo, I find myself in Salford University, Manchester, where I went for my second degree to have masters in information systems management. So going back home, I remember I went to library school where I studied library and information science. But going forward, I realized in 21st century, you cannot be able to do well as a traditional librarian. You should be able to understand what information system is all about, because information system is the platform through which librarians can be able to render effective and efficient library services. So therefore, in my own wisdom, instead of to go for masters in library and information science, I decided now to shift a bit to be able to do masters in information system management. So going to the University of Salford as a student, I had to volunteer and work in the university library under a program called Salford Advantage. Salford Advantage is a program within the University of Salford that give students of the university to identify any area where they want to build skills, to be able to have a leverage, to be able to have a contact and opportunity about different organizations that can give them the opportunity to achieve what they want to achieve in terms of their learning skills. So therefore, I venture into Salford Advantage to volunteer in Salford University, particularly with the sole aim of working in the information system department of the University of Salford. That will give me the opportunity to see how information system actually run within a library. It was there I had the opportunity to understudy these librarians you see me together, to put me through from understanding institutional repository to various information system that I can be able to learn much more in terms of rendering effective and efficient library services to my own community back home. So within the period of 4 months, I was able to work in that library and move from one unit to another to be able to understand what information system is all about practically. So it is what I will encourage young librarians. In any setup you find yourself, you must have this penchant for knowledge, and you should be able to put yourself down to be able to understudy those who have the skills so that they can be able to impact on you, so that you can be able to learn much more, so that you can be able to have skills at your disposal that will give you the opportunity to have a quick wins as a librarian, to find yourself in any setup and be able to be functional and effective in that. So when you look at the photos, you see me standing, giving a library support advice to students. So I become an information system assistant in the University Library of Salford, and that's where I learned. And I was lucky when I was student at the University of Salford to be invited by the Department of State to go for American Libraries. American Library Project is a project of the State Department that invite librarians from across the world. 16 of us were invited from different continents of the world to be in the United States in 2014 to be able to see what American libraries are. We had a tour from Washington, D.C. to go all through the library and archives related institutions within Virginia and Maryland, and then traveled to Syracuse in New York, where we went to high school, which is a famous library schools within the United States of America. From there, we went to Arkansas. From there, we went to I think Houston in Texas. From there, we went to Nevada, where we had the opportunity to attend for my first time in my life to attend American Library Association conference, where I see over 20,000 librarians coming together in the city of Las Vegas, having a conference that gave me inspiration and have really touched me to be proudly librarian. And since then, I understand that I'm in a big profession because I met people, over 20,000 people attending a conference in International Conference Center in Las Vegas, where you can be in that conference without even meeting anybody, because 20,000 gathering is not a small gathering. And I had the opportunity to have big personalities, even from US government, coming to address, to give a keynote speech during the conference. So it's quite inspiring. I never knew that librarians can gather in such mass critical number as
Wow.
as practitioners coming from around the world. So LA is a huge gathering that I will encourage any young librarian to be able to explore. Since 2014, I've become a fan of NLA, and I try to visit US annually to expand my horizon in librarianship.
All right.
Hi.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I actually have another question for you,
Mhm.
because I would like us to see some clips about your time in politics, your time in leadership in Jigawa State. But
Yes.
before that, we have Madam Folashade. Madam Shade, are you here? She would like to ask a question. Madam Shade, you are live. We can hear you if you're speaking. Are you there?
Hi,
Yes, good
Shade.
evening.
Good evening,
Hi,
Shade.
Honorable Sagir, good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good to
Well
hear from
done.
you.
Thank you so much. I've listened to you from the start, and I can say you are the person we are looking for at the top. Because I remember like 10 years ago, both of us sat together, and you told me that day that, oh, Shade, I wish we can have librarians in the National Assembly, in presidency, speaking for librarians. And today, listening to you, talking about everything you have done, seeing what you have achieved, because I've known you for over 20 years, and watching you grow from strength to strength, it gives me a lot of joy that someday we are going to have that person that will speak for librarianship, because the passion in you, if we have people of your passion, people that have the kind of
Okay.
passion you have for librarianship, I'm telling you, we will be one of the sought after courses in Nigeria. Sagir, I'm just saying thank you. And when you get to the top, which I'm seeing you there already, remember, continue to speak up for us in the library sector. We need
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
I pray that someday you will become the president of Nigeria and you fix all the library issues we have in Nigeria and beyond. Thank
Wow.
you so much for
Amen.
everything you are doing.
We'll do our
I
best
just want
before
to
then. We'll do our best
I just
before
want
then.
to I'm just encouraging
Thank
you
you.
to continue to
Thank
do
you.
more.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, my
Thank,
sister.
thank you. Thank you, Madam Shade. Thank you so much for that wonderful point you have made. And that leads me to want to ask Honorable a question right now, because if you look, I made a statement before now. Libraries, sincerely, if we are sincere to ourselves, are often overlooked when it comes to funding and policy attention. And the experience of the National Library of Nigeria, for instance, in getting their own building, and the current challenge of the Librarians Registration Council and some of the staff not being paid, and several other challenges that libraries and librarians faced in Africa today, they are glaring examples. So, sir, I don't know, um, based on your experience in governance and in key leadership positions, what strategies would you recommend for librarians to adopt if they must get increased government support, and if they must inspire the confidence in the value of library and information science in Africa?
So thank you so much. I think I have answered this question not directly right
Yeah.
now. When in the course of our conversation, there was something I mentioned. The first thing a librarian should be able to do is knowing himself, knowing about his job, knowing about his own organization. Like what you say in the case of National Library, by the time we sit in place the right national librarian who discover himself, believe me, the issue of National Library of Nigeria will have been a story. I can give you this example. I remember when I was a young librarian, as fresh as I was employed in 2008 to be the agency librarian at the Defense Intelligence Agency. The first thing I did, I spent 3 months studying the library. When I studied the library, I discovered in that particular organization, there was a library, but the library is never having a budget of itself. The defense attaché will sit down from Moscow or any other part of the world and now send books to the library as donation. So when I look at the accession register of that library, I discover there was no time the library was giving money to acquire books for the library based on the information need of the serving community. Most of the books are coming through donation. So therefore, I write a serious memo whom I have sent to my superior officer then that this is the status of the library. And I told him categorically, you can't run a library with a donation. That's why in the first 3 months since I came in, I have not seen anybody coming to the library to borrow a book. People only coming to read newspapers because they contain current information. So therefore, we need to do what we call community analysis to be able to give every part of the community to contribute in the collection of the library. Once they know the holdings of the library, once they know they recommend, like just going to a community where they need a provision store to go and say you want to do a barbing salon, who will come? Nobody will come. But if you understand that community have a shopping mall, but they require a barbing salon, they are lacking a barbing salon, then you come and provide a barbing salon services for them. So it's the same thing with a library. Library must be able to understand the needs of its serving community. So in as much as you can be able to prove that you know what you are doing, believe me, your superior authority will be able to understand you know what we are doing. So at the time I sent that my report, for the first time in that particular year, I attracted a budget of 100,000 US dollars for my library.
Wow. Wow.
And there was no time a librarian was given opportunity to buy books for his library. But within the 6 months of my assumption of office, I was able to be given a budget of $25,000 to travel to India to buy books. And I also had another budget to go to UK and get a European resources, relevant literature from Europe. I also have a budget to travel to America to have a balanced collection where we can have Asian collection, where we can have a European collection, and also American perspective in some of our collection in the library. Because the principal is convinced that I told him we are a world-class organization. We require up-to-date information resources in our own library, and he see the reason to do that. So you have to justify. You can't just sit down without you making yourself and expect people to come and give you budget to do what you need to justify what you are doing. Every organization have a opportunity to go and make a budget every year. Like now it's a budget season. We have seen how state governors submitted budget to their state assemblies. We have seen how the federal government submitted their budget. So in Ministry of Education or Information, wherever the National Library is, there should be a national librarian that can be able to make a case. We're supposed to have institutional repository in a country. So there are a lot of functions of National Library that are well recognized by serious government, and I see no reason why Nigerian government cannot be able to recognize the importance of having a national library. By the time you travel to any city in the world, how you want to rate a city to look at the library they have in that particular city, that would tell you the level of civilization in that community.
Wow, amazing.
It's a matter of getting the right person at everywhere. Librarians should be able to understand, yes, their profession is important to like any other profession. In fact, if there are no librarians, there will be no profession in the world, because no professional can pass through any institution without passing to institutions of learning where they are going to be trained. And you cannot be without a library. So therefore, a librarian should be able to buckle up and know that they can be able to do well in terms of supporting any community.
Wow. Thank you so much. Because of time, I won't be emphasizing the points you have made, because this will be a video everyone can watch the replay. So I'll just be moving on to the next, so that it's not every time we have the opportunity to have you here. So let me just begin to round up these questions. But before I round up the questions, usually we take questions from our viewers and those who are watching online. So I'm going to check the chat section.
To do that.
Yes. So I'm going to check the chat section now to see. This is Madina Muhammad is just saying, words of wisdom from the wise. You are indeed a role model. That's from Madina. Halima is also saying, he's always making us proud. Someone else is from Jigawa State, says success, watching from Jigawa State. Then Aisha Ahmed is saying, the accidental librarian, your exceptional expertise has truly earned you a reputation as a leader in your field. You see truly a role model. Soar higher, sir. So there are so many of these kind of comments in the chat section right now, and that depicts the kind of personality that you are and how well you have impacted librarianship in Nigeria. And as someone who currently wears a shoe that you once wore in the IT section of the NLA, I'm talking about myself right now, I learned about your contributions and trainings that you have facilitated. So it would be nice to learn from you. What is your take on the role of emerging technologies? Because you just like I said, I'm currently in the shoes. You were in the IT section of the NLA as an executive then, and you did a lot even in the US Embassy. I see you facilitated many training on makerspace. So you are someone who believes in emerging technologies. But what is your take in the role of emerging technologies, AI, automation, in the growth of libraries in Nigeria and Africa as a whole right now?
Thank you so much. And one thing that I would like to say, you can't do well in contemporary world without embracing the emerging technologies, particularly things like artificial intelligence is quite important that we cannot be able to take for granted. So in as much as you are a librarian and you want to do well, you should be prepared to embrace the emerging technology to be able to enhance your capability as a librarian. As I told you, one of the importance things that give me the opportunity to have the quick wins I have to grow to where I am today is my earlier identification of the need for me to be able to embrace emerging technology. I told you when my friends were rushing to do MLS, Masters in Library and Information Science, I quickly moved to do Masters in Information System Management because I had the foresight as at then to see where the world is going. So anybody that want to do well should be able to prepare and embrace emerging technology in order to be where you are. Look at the opportunity now. If it was before for we to have this spotlight, Africa identify me as a librarian of the month, we should start looking at how do we gather in Ibadan or Enugu to be able to have a session like this. Most of us will take the risks of traveling. Some of us will, but look at the comfort of our zone. Individually, we're able to join together to have this important conversation. So the importance of emerging technology in all we do, not only in librarianship, cannot be overemphasized. And every profession, wherever you are, for you to be able to do well in terms of surviving in 21st century, you should be able to have the right digital literacy skills that you can be able to explore the kind of tools you have at your disposal relevant to your own profession to be able to do well. In all you do now, technology is there to assist you do well in what you are doing. So I think it is worth mentioning that every individual should be able to embrace emerging technology irrespective of the sector he is to be able to do well in all he's doing.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Because of time, I would like to play a very short video that gives librarians watching and our viewers a clue of some of the things you do as commissioner in Jigawa State. So let's quickly take a look at
it. It is International Youth Day in Jigawa State. We want to make a difference.
Stay skilled, stay independent.
How to green skills for you. Honorable Sagir for Green Dreams Youth Empowerment.
Malam Umar A. Namadi for environmental sustainability.
Happy International Youth Day Jigawa 2023.
Wow, amazing. Another amazing video there. So while you are, maybe because of time, while you are giving some responses to my question, I will just preview some of the other videos. Now, why I played that video is I wanted our viewers to see the other side of you as a leader and one who leads in the area of I would say overseeing information, youth, sport, and culture in Jigawa State. That must be a very huge opportunity and responsibility, sir. And I see in that videos and some of the other content that I've perused of the work that you do in Jigawa State, sir. Sir, can you walk us through briefly, because of time, the vision behind these projects that you facilitate and the impact that they are having in community, and in another way, how you relate it to promote the role of libraries in your state? So that I'm asking this question so that in the future, when many of us come into leadership positions, we would also know what to do when we have these opportunities.
So thank you so much. I would like to quickly look at it in two ways. First of all, I would like to give you a kind of summary of my role as Commissioner for Land, Housing, Urban Development, and Regional Planning. One thing I would like to say here, my background in library and information science, and coupled with the fact that I was able to study information system management, have given me the opportunity to do well in Ministry of Land, Housing, Urban Development, and Regional Planning. Because as a librarian, I was able to do much more in terms of assisting in land management. Particularly my library and information science skills have given me the opportunity to have a robust registry in Ministry of Land, Housing, Urban Development, and Regional Planning. Because if you look at the way one of the longest dispute that people have witnessed in this world is issue of land dispute. As a result of lack of proper record management, many Ministry of Lands have had a lot of issues concerning that. So I tried to bring my librarian skills to be able to organize the registry to make it easy when it's come to retrieval of any record pertaining information. So I think in that direction, I would say my role and background in librarianship has really helped me to be able to contribute more in that sector. And at the same time, looking at my current position, when you look at it, I have a very robust ministry where I have many dual functions like information, youth, sport, and culture. If you look at all this, it has a kind of component of me being a librarian to be able to do my best at all these positions, because library and information science is a very diverse profession that will give you the opportunity to have insight in virtually everything. So I was able to use my background as a librarian to be able to handle the information aspect of my portfolio. I should be able to look at being a librarian to be able to look at the youth aspect of it, to be able to know much more in terms of information about youth development. And that will give me the opportunity now to get more in terms of sport. And for the culture, when you look at the culture, you can't talk of culture without recognizing the roles of libraries. Libraries have passed through successive stages of development to be able to document most of the cultural heritage we have as humans in virtually all parts of the world. So these are some of the things that have helped me the opportunity to be able to do well in all these functions as I am. And when you look at my role as a commissioner, I sit in the State Executive Council, and that gives me the opportunity as a librarian to be able to synchronize information, to be able to know when to hit in terms of contribution to whatever that is being debated. I make sure I come with facts, I come with figures and accurate statistics in every debate I'm going to venture into before I get into. I am having that consciousness as a librarian to know that whatever I have to say, I have to back it up in terms of reality, to be able to have facts at my disposal, because information have to be accurate, information have to be legitimate, and at the same time timely for you to be able to make any debate in any situation you find yourself.
Yes, regardless of the environment, whether you are finding yourself in the library, whether you find yourself in leadership, we have to take note of all these that Honorable Sagir Musa Ahmed has said. Now, I'm happy to inform us that we are getting close to the end of this event, and I would like to inform our honoree for tonight that we have a surprise guest. There's somebody that is here that you didn't know that we are going to be bringing here today. He or she, or I don't know what to say now, is backstage and ready to present and declare, or should I say name, Honorable Sagir as Librarian of the Month. So I would like our viewers to hang on. We are about getting to that point where we would declare Honorable as Librarian of the Month for December. And before we do that, I'm just going to ask Honorable a few questions that are not the usual questions.
Okay.
Honorable Sagir, please take note. It's not the usual question. It's just some fun and random questions.
Okay.
And it's on a lighter note. So I would like to ask, do you sometimes feel more like a librarian than a politician? Or is it always a blend of both? Just use one sentence to tell us that.
Actually, in all I do, I see myself more of a librarian than a politician. Because
Wow.
by the
Wow.
time
All
I
right.
lose, by the time I lose to be a librarian, then I lost identity. Then I wonder who I will be. So I always see myself as a
Exactly.
librarian first.
Exactly. Wow. Okay. So one last question is, as a commissioner in several capacities, you must encounter so many interesting stories. So if you were to write a book today about what the job currently looks like, perhaps maybe before you got into leadership like this, what would you title that book based on the so many different type of experiences that you have encountered over the years?
Believe me, I did not know, I did not realize how difficult the game politics is until when I venture into it. It's
Oh
so
my goodness.
difficult. It's very
Wow.
difficult. It's very difficult experience because
Wow.
me being a librarian, I see myself as a professional.
Mm.
And in all I do, I look at the ethics of my profession. I look at the
Yeah.
discipline and background I came from. But coming to politics is an entirely different ball game. And the kind
Wow.
of things we see and how the game is being played is quite amazing and interesting. And it always gives me to wonder. Sometimes I say, will I continue being a politician or shall I just go back to being a professional and find easy? Because I remember the photo you highlighted, you are saying younger version of me. That photo
Yes.
was just 2019. But look at
Wow.
how old I'm looking at now.
Wow.
It's still at 5%.
Oh my goodness.
That photo is not long ago. It was just 2019. Within span of 5 years, look at how I've changed. And
But someone is saying, I still love your personality here, sir. Someone says, I love your personality, sir, regardless.
all right, thank you. Thank you.
And Mr. Patrick Agu, the chairman of NLIT section, is saying a very well-deserved spotlight.
Oh, my dear friend is also on the line. So my regards
Yes, he's
to
here. There are so many
Patrick.
of them here.
Patrick is someone I so much respect, like Sade. Whenever I
Yes.
think of librarianship profession, I look at the up and downs we went through together with all these guys. I love their doggedness. Patrick make me appear whether if I'm not ready to do anything because his energy always interests me and inspire me to do more. And I thank
Wow.
Patrick for joining.
Wow.
So also Sade. Sade has always been instrumental to some of the things
Yes.
I do in my life professionally.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so we have now come to the end of the program. So, and the next item on the agenda is for us to declare Honorable as Librarian of the Month. And I want everybody to wait for that part so that we can express our congratulations to Honoree for tonight. But before we do that, I know some of us are not aware about the good news. We have some good news. And what is the good news? Let me share my screen quickly. The good news is this that you see right now on your screen. The Librarian Spotlight website is now live. And as you can see, you can access the website at www.digitalibrarian.com/LSA representing Librarian Spotlight Africa. Now, you would realize that when we started in February, we set up an evaluation committee, which Madam Folashade has been very resourceful and with other members of the team. So, but the good news we have today is you can now nominate yourself. You can now nominate a librarian. If you know a librarian that stands out in what they do in any part of the world, you can click on nominate a librarian and you will be able to see some questions that we ask that you just need to fill the form and we will consider that with our team, and we will cross-check to verify that that person deserves to be spotlighted in the Librarian Spotlight Africa program. Also, the website currently now has clearly visions and selecting processes and eligibility. The nomination form is here. And you'll also be able to watch the most recent edition on our website and other initiatives that we do. We don't just, Librarian Spotlight Africa is not just here for organizing Spotlight program. As we can see on the website, it's a movement to redefine librarianship and the roles librarians play. So we organize capacity building programs, research and advocacy initiatives, and one of our ongoing projects is the Google My Library project, where we are partnering with the Nigerian libraries to ensure that all libraries in Nigeria are on the map. This project started this year and the survey is ongoing. If you go to this website now, you'll be able to sign up where your library can be included in that project. Having said that, I want to officially also let you know that the members you see on this website are the team driving this website, myself, Madam Shade, and everyone you see. And we also have an Ethiopian, Mulugeta Watsadik. He's an amazing man and is a part of our team. We are also looking to have other volunteers to join us so that we can take this Librarian Spotlight program to where it should be. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share this with you. So next now for me is to invite Ramatu. If Ramatu is not here, I'm going to have the honor to invite our surprise guest, who will present the certificate of recognition to Honorable Sagir. This is the highlight of our event. So, surprise, surprise. Our surprise guest, please turn on your video. I know she's here. So, tada! Good evening, Dr. Sandra Babatope. Hello. Hello, is she there? Hello. Wow. Your mic is not on, Ma. Your mic is not on. I don't know. We can't hear you. So I'm going to have to remove her for a while so that she joins again. Her mic is not activated. I hope Madam Ramatu will reach out to her. So, Honorable Sagi, pardon us, she'll be joining us shortly. Her microphone is not active right now. She has to give her device permission so that we can hear her.
So thank you for the surprise.
Mic is currently not active.
Another respected
welcome,
colleague.
Sir.
Another respected colleague.
Madam Dr. Sandra, please.
Dr. Sandra's energy is also something to appreciate. Her enthusiasm and passion for profession is well respected.
Her mic is not activated yet, but let's hope that she'll fix it.
She should be able to.
Okay, so here's the certificate is right before us, and when she comes, she's going to be presenting the digital plaque to Honorable Sagir. So we're going to wait a moment and see if she joins us again. Okay. Okay, she's trying to come back in, but her mic is still not working. Her mic is not on. If you are saying anything, ma, we can't hear you because you've not permitted your device, the microphone. So, sir, I know you're on a schedule. Even today, you had a very tight schedule, but you managed to find time for us, and that's something that surprises me about you. How you so care about the profession. Whenever you are called, there was a question I was even going to ask you. You were recently awarded, recognized as a brand ambassador of the Nigerian Library Association, and that represents how committed you are to the profession in Nigeria. And as a result of that, on behalf of Dr. Sandra Ihoma, pardon me, Babatokpe, I want to present this award to you for your exemplary achievements and the exceptional contributions that you have made in nation and community development, as well as in libraries. It has garnered widespread admiration. And as a result of all these that you have done, sir, the Librarian Spotlight Africa is coming to say thank you so much for all you do. We recognize the works you do, and we are naming you and declaring you as the Librarian of the Month for December. So for those of our participants who are there live, please send in your congratulations, because if this were to be a live event, our hands, there will be drum rolls, there will be confetti flying in the air right now. So we want to say congratulations to Honorable Sagir Musa Ahmed for the great work he's doing. This day, 21st of December, we declare you as Librarian Month of December 2024. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes,
and
sir.
I want to use this opportunity to dedicate this award to all those who have joined us in this very important conversation today.
Wow, wow, wow. That's so thoughtful. That's so
And
thoughtful.
dedicated to all of you who are here present, and those who wish to join this but could not be able to do that because of one reason or the other.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. So having said that, I think I'll just go through the final comments and then we'll call it a night.
Thank you.
Bashir says, congratulations, more grease to your elbow. We wish you more success towards your leadership, Honorable Sagir.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Patrick comes again to say you have been an awesome inspiration. Agu Kim comes again to say thank you for your kind words, sir. I appreciate you greatly.
I'm humble.
And Shabak Mohammed says, thanks to the people around the world who give their time with all tight schedules to watch and listening, Honorable Sagir Musa. And
Thank you,
Madam
Shabak.
Shade has finally come to say that the network has messed up. But Sagir, well done for all you do. Your passion for librarianship is second to none. I pray that librarians will watch this and learn from you. Victoria is my co-host, and she's saying amazing, well-deserved recognition. We see a lot of other comments from many other people, and sir, we want to assure you that these videos are available on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and over the years, for years to come, people will continue to watch this and hear all you have to say. Having said that, we want to say a very huge thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, and God bless you, sir.
Thank you. I'm most grateful to
having
all of
said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know if you have any final comments. You could take them now so that we say goodbye to everybody.
I think all I will say is thank you to everyone who have joined this very program, and I would like to use this opportunity to ask the young librarians out there to prepare to have a very thriving career in library and information science. And for those who are already in the profession, I want us to be proud of ourselves, and I want us to try as much as we can to be able to prove that our profession is an international profession, that no profession can exist without our own profession, because without the support of a librarian, you will not do well as a professional, irrespective of your profession. So therefore, I'm a proudly librarian, and I look forward to more contribution to the development of library and information science within my community, in my own country, and world at large. Thank you for joining, everyone. I congratulate you for having this opportunity to have this great conversation.
Thank you so much. So, sir, Dr. Babatope is here. We can't go without her. We can hear her now. So, Doc, good evening.
So, Doctor, why the delay? Where have you been? Is your network? Doctor, can you speak?
Good evening.
Yes, I think.
I've been good.
Good evening.
Sorry about the network.
How are you?
Yes, I can speak. Can you
completely?
Can you hear me?
Completely. Yes, I can hear you.
I'm
yes,
good.
we can hear you. Yes.
Okay, sir. All right. Okay. On behalf of the Librarian Spotlight Africa, we want to acknowledge and celebrate you today, 21st December 2024, and present you with the award of the Librarian of the month of December 2024. Congratulations. Appreciate all you've been doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I remain humble.
Thank you for your achievements, your contributions. We really appreciate. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. You are always encouraging. Your energy in the profession has always been a encouragement to me too. I remember in Wari, and I remember in all the effort we have been making to see that you give us representation across the globe. Thank you for your passion for this great profession, our noble profession. The library and information science profession is one profession that I think I have no word to express how grateful I am to be a librarian.
Wow, amazing. So thank you very much. So at this point, we say thank you, everyone, for all the comments. All the comments that we can take tonight, we want to say thank you. Please subscribe to this channel so that when next we have our next edition, you'll be among the first set of people who will see that information. And having said that, I would like to say good night to every one of us. And spending time to be here. She had a very busy day, but she ensured to be here. She has been backstage. She has been here with us all through. And,
yes, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. And thank you, Honorable. We are grateful. Thank you for being there, sir. So from us at the Librarian Spotlight is goodbye until we see you again next year, 2025 in February. Bye.
I wish everyone a very prosperous 2025. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you.
I you too. Bye, sir. Yeah, bye.
Thank you, bye. My friend, thank you so much. I'm so pleased.